Hi. I'm Brandon. I love One Calls to Heart.
Say it again.
I'm Brandon, and I love One Calls to Heart.
Love it. You do.
I'm
Okay,
Brandon,
good,
and I love One Calls to Heart.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jax, and I genuinely like When Calls to
I'm
Heart.
Dan, and I genuinely,
And generally.
both of them, despise When Calls the Heart with every fiber of my being. And this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, hello, everybody.
Hey.
After a good little break, a good couple months off of When Calls the Heart.
Almost
we're back.
a year, Brand. Nope, just kidding.
Nope.
No. It's been a year since the last one.
It's just been a couple months.
Yeah. The last one finished.
It's just been a couple months for us, is what I was saying.
It's been over a year since the last season aired, though. It's a longer than usual break.
Yeah.
And we were like covering it, but we finished that. We took a break.
And now we're caught up.
Yes.
And I got to be honest with you. We did 2 full seasons where Jax flew into Greenville every week, thanks to wonderful benefactor, Ted.
Yeah, it's tough to remember.
Ted,
his
no
name.
last name.
Yeah, Ted, no last name. That's
You're
right.
not here today, though. So, Jax, I would love you to catch us up to speed as to what's happened.
Are you just in New York right now?
No, so I'm sorry I can't be there today, but actually Ted flew me to Belize. That's why I'm wearing a bathing suit right now.
You're in Belize.
Yeah, with Ted.
And
Is there anything you can show us that will prove that you're in Belize?
Actually, what would prove that I'm in Belize? Because I'm in there. I'm in there like center for conference calls. Can you see that behind me? I mean, that
Yeah,
proves
that's
that
proof.
yeah,
not
that's it
my-
right there. Those manila
And, like,
envelopes,
there's
not
no-
American.
Uh-oh.
Is everybody
Oh,
good?
she broke it.
That proves she's
That
in Belize.
proves it. That proves
That's
it.
not a Jax move.
Sharon?
Yeah.
Did that
yeah,
work?
you're good.
Yeah, if there were, that's a board game shelf back there, and there would be a bundle on that shelf if I wasn't
right,
in
yeah.
Belize.
Let me
That's
ask you
true.
this. How does Ted feel about him flying you to Belize for you to go and to book the conference room to do a podcast with us?
He's just like, that's my girl.
Yeah,
right.
that was part of the deal.
That was part of the deal. Of course it was. Yeah.
Yeah, he knew I couldn't be in Greenville, and I was just there, and I was like, I want to go back. Like, I might want to move to Greenville. Who knows? He's like, no, we got to do Belize first.
Well, will you be here next week?
Yeah, hopefully,
Yeah.
if everything goes
Okay,
okay with
all right.
travel.
Yeah.
Let's see how it all shakes out. We
Yeah.
made it. I don't know. We started in what was that, September, and went all the way until like March. And you were here like every week.
Every week. Sometimes you wore the same outfit.
Yeah.
Like 2-3 weeks in a row.
Yeah. It was really fun though getting to dress up with you
It
guys and
was
go to
fun.
Hall's Chop House so many
was
times.
really
And I
fun.
don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
how I stayed so healthy staying there
Yeah.
for so long and eating what we
It's a
ate.
health
we did-
regimen
we
that
did-
we're proud of.
we did the
And
best
it's
we
our
could.
secret. One day we're going to sell it as like a class. But right now we'll just keep it
We'll
for
just
us.
keep it for us. But Jax, it was
Did
so
we
great.
eat Taco Bell for lunch? Maybe.
Yeah, we
today.
did
I
eat
don't-
Taco
look,
Bell
I
for
don't-
lunch. That is true. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Jax, we did have so much fun seeing you at Bramble Fest.
Mhm.
It
Yeah,
was
what a
so
time.
much fun getting to hang out again in person. I know it had only been a couple months, but it was wonderful
Yeah.
to see you again.
Felt like a year.
And what was your favorite part of
you.
Bramble Fest this year? So 2 years running now.
Guys, it was the best. Like I had so many favorite parts, but I think that what really for me hit home was that my dad like finally understands this world, and he's like, I love the double decker.
Wow.
That's the most fun bunch of people I've ever been around. He wants to come back next year. So that was really, really special
Yeah.
for me to get
That's
to
I got to
have
be
my dad
honest,
there.
one of the highlights of the week for me was something that didn't happen on stage.
Okay.
It was off stage. It was during karaoke night. And Piano Man was playing.
Yep.
And I got to
Doug Meadows
witness
up there singing
yes.
Piano Man crushing
And
it.
I got to
Yeah.
witness Jax watching her dad sing. And I'm getting a little like, I don't know, it was very emotional for me for some reason. Like seeing you watch your dad, and your dad was like all in on singing Piano Man, and you just like, it's just a sweet moment of just father-daughter time. I don't know. And I just got to witness it, and it was really
And you were
sweet.
just
And I
over there
loved
watching
it.
in the corner?
No,
Like, what were
it
you
was
doing?
It was out in the open. It wasn't
weird.
like behind closed doors.
It's a weird
Jax,
thing.
you know
You were over
you
there.
know the moment, and it
Yeah.
was very
No.
You
sweet.
had your hands
I
in
know
your
the
beard
moment,
like
and I was
this.
filming my dad. No, it touches me that you were so touched by it, but I think hearing the story probably secondhand must be horrifying for Dan. He's like, I'm sorry, what?
I opened up.
I'm thinking about
But it
this
was really
partnership that
moving.
we have right
I opened
now.
up a
It's
door, and I saw your dad singing to you, and I just kind of watched.
peered through there.
Just peered through the blinds. No,
Yikes.
everyone. It was great.
All right, you say so.
Tia
I have
King
a
saw it
video of
too. It was great.
Wait, what's that
Tia
now?
King saw it. She said she saw it.
Oh, Tia King. Yes. Guys, we just had the best time. Like, I get emotional every time I think about it, but you've created the best community of
It's
people, and
unbelievable.
we're all really grateful too.
It's unbelievable.
Well, let's talk about the second best community, which is Winkles to Heart, Hope
Boo.
Valley.
You said you loved
Second
it,
best.
lying liar who
I
lies.
love doing this.
Okay.
With
That's not what you said.
I love When Calls to Heart for that reason. When Calls to Heart season 10, episode 1. It's called.
They did cancel Signed, Sealed, Delivered after one season. I wanna
It's
be very
called
clear.
Carpe Diem. It originally aired on July 30th,
What's Carpe
2023.
Diem mean? I don't know that one.
It went a little something like this. We're back in Hope Valley. Elizabeth is back to writing, telling us about what's going on in Hope Valley. She's still just fighting the good fight. Apparently, the oil industry is done. The foundry done. Everything's done. But what can he do? Well, I'll tell you what we can do. Lucas and Lee, they're going to single-handedly keep Hope Valley afloat by hiring everyone. Hiring anyone and everyone. Hickham's working the bar. It's wild out there. And Lucas is also buying tons of beets. He thinks if I can buy just all the beets, we'll beat this thing. Because it was beets,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna beat this tough time we're going.
Beats, what, man, why was he doing that?
I like
Beats
that.
me.
We're at school and we're outside because COVID. I don't know. And Elizabeth is doing a lesson on Carpe Diem, seize the day.
It's important to learn that in school. When you're at Hope Valley.
seize the day, and don't delay. So you know who isn't seizing the day? Gowan, because he's in jail waiting for trial for reasons I remember.
But what about the oil? What are we doing there,
It's gone.
Brandon?
It's done. Oil's done.
It'd be cool if they.
We don't do oil anymore. What's
Yeah,
wrong?
it exploded?
Oh, the oil exploded. Remember, he
So that
threw all
means
the
it's
dynamite.
no good anymore.
Gowan blew up the mine.
And that's
He blew up
why.
the oil mine, so the oil is no good now.
So wait, is
It's
that why
going
he's
bad.
in jail?
The
Why
oil
is
has
he
gone
in jail?
sour.
He blew up the mine.
We'll farm beets for the rest of our lives.
That's why he's in
So
jail.
the oil guy, the people in charge of the oil company were coming in to buy the mine to reopen it, and Gowan didn't want the mine to reopen, so he blew it up. So they are pressing charges.
So not seizing the day is what you're
No,
saying.
that's right.
Also, you know who's not seizing today is Bill. Bill's still dying. He's coughing. It is clear he is still sick. Faith is mad at him because he has not gone to talk to any doctor.
When you're on this show for a certain number of years, you start getting sick.
She started getting sick. That's exactly right. We have some bad news, more of it.
Show's still going.
I'm sorry. Good news. Robert's moving away. Robert and his
Yes.
little sister, Robert and his little sister that we all knew about, they are going to move to Cape Fullerton because Dad got an offer on the farm. So there you go. It's happening, everybody.
Robert bought the farm. Sold the farm.
Sold the
Whatever.
farm. Apparently, Lucas places a huge order at the general store and asks Ned to spread the words about a surprise that's happening at the saloon. Rosemary and Lee are talking about how Lee is nervous about how he's hired everyone in town. And he's like, man, I don't know how much longer I can do this. And Rosemary's like, it's okay because we're having a baby. And I don't want you or the viewer to forget that we're having a baby. Bill plays with Lil Jack because he's the godfather. We all remember that. And tells Lil Jack that he's not going anywhere.
You mean Baby Jack?
Baby Jack. Yes, I'm sorry. Baby Jack. Baby Jack. Glad it still
Baby
translated
Jack.
over in Belize. I'm glad. Lucas asks.
Nino Jack.
Lucas, that's nice.
good.
Lucas asks the town's best man, Lee. He is everyone's best man. He's your best man. He's my best man. He is Lucas's best man.
He's voted town's best man.
That's great. By Best Man Mag. I guess Allie wants to be a poet or something. She's trying her hand at that. We show up to Kevin McGarry's gun show. Good Lord, that fella.
come
Like,
on,
put
man.
a
Put a
shirt
jacket
on.
on.
What are you
God.
doing? You're on duty. And
Yeah.
I guess there's a dog that showed up, and he doesn't want that dog around anymore. Elizabeth asks Bill to join her on a hike to check out this new watering hole that she's
Came
been
out of nowhere. That's
hearing
right.
about.
Yeah.
While Rosemary is concerned about the important stuff, like why hasn't Elizabeth asked me to be her matron of honor at her wedding? Can you believe her? So Bill and Elizabeth find the spring, and it turns out it's a natural hot spring. Bill doesn't like it. He says, "Can we just turn it off? Can we shut it down?" And Elizabeth is like, "Maybe this could be a source of income for the town." Then she is like, "Hey, also, Carpe Diem, your way to the doctor."
Slid into his Carpe Diem.
That was good. Lucas surprises the town with a
Candy.
carnival.
It's the candy.
B,
it's the candy.
a town dinner.
It's the
C,
candy.
stop. C, a new pet store. Or D, the candy.
It's the candy. Candy
Jax,
tea.
what did he surprise him with?
I'm gonna go with B.
The candy? No, you're going with the dinner. Okay. Dan?
Candy. Yeah, it's the candy.
Aaron?
I don't remember all 4 options.
Is it just
Come on, man.
decide?
A, just A.
A, which was a carnival.
Carnival. Yeah.
Brian?
Carnival dinner pet store candy.
Pet store. All right, we got all of our bases covered. The answer is
Oh, hit me.
not candy.
Ooh, ginger cookie though.
It is
Oh, man.
community
Yeah.
dinner. Community dinner, everybody.
Oh, cool. What a
A
surprise.
community dinner.
Awesome. So cool.
Elizabeth tells Rosemary that she thought it was obvious that she was going to be her matron of honor, and the episode ends with Bill falling backwards into the hot springs
Fall.
as he says Carpe Diem. And that, my friends, was When Calls the Heart, Season 10, Episode 1, Carpe Diem.
Diem.
We did it. Tia King sent these cookies, and they are delightful.
This is almost 2 weeks out at this point.
and they're still soft.
which is impressive.
man, that's some science there.
That's some science. We got an amazing 10 as well. I'm bummed that all of you didn't answer the candy. I will gotta say, but it was also the wrong answer. So what can you do? Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we will.
Candy's wrong. I don't want to be right.
That's exactly right. We'll talk about One Calls the Heart here on
Dr.
Dr. Schmalmark. What'd you say? Slid your way into your DMs?
Slid your way into their Carpe Diem.
That's funny.
That was good.
That was really good.
Thank you.
It's probably one of the best things you've ever done.
Yeah, you say that regularly, so I feel like I'm getting better.
Well, let's talk about When Calls the Heart Season 10, Episode 1. We are back in Hope Valley,
Better
and
than
there's
ever.
no one I'd rather hear give their hot take more than the Queen of Belize.
That's right.
Wow,
Anna Sparkles,
that's
both
what
of
they're
those, yeah.
that's what they're calling her, which I have a feeling is offensive.
Yeah, that's offensive
but,
for sure.
But Jax, what'd you think about Season 10, Episode 1, Carpe Diems?
You know, I think that we are off to a strong
Boo.
Let me say this. Let me say this tentatively. Here's what made me nervous because I know my team Nathan fans. When Elizabeth starts talking about how they're going to have a full wedding, I was like, I feel like we've just done this, not for her, for Florence, there's so much
wedding
wedding.
doubts.
We're wedding
Before
out.
we even get to the wedding that this whole show's supposed to be about, we're all weddinged out.
I hate it.
We're all weddinged out. I also think that whatever's going on with Nathan's love life is making me wildly uncomfortable. With all that being said, I'm glad that we're having more kids in Hope Valley together now, gathering together. The spirit of the community, the togetherness. I like this. I also am completely enchanted by Pascal Hutton pregnant and just sashaying around. I think this is genuinely, and I say this not joking, I think this is the biggest disagreement that like we will ever have, is that I think she's so charming in this role, and I don't get how you guys don't see
So
that.
what you're saying is you find the character of Rosemary enjoyable.
Charming.
Genuinely,
Okay.
like I'm not like, yes, Pascal Hutton, I know you guys like her
She's
acting.
wonderful.
We love
I
Pascal.
genuinely think the character of Rosemary is my favorite part of One Calls the Heart.
Jax, even
Jack.
the show tells you over and over again she's supposed to be annoying. Like she's supposed to be like, who is mad at someone for giving them maternity clothes in 1919? The world's at war, Jax. She got free maternity clothes, and she's like, ooh, these maternity clothes? Like, she's supposed to be insufferable, and Pascal Hutton does a great job of making her insufferable, but make no mistake.
But I think that's also what
she's insufferable.
But that's also like how people feel about you, Dan.
I
Like,
was saying, that was really mean.
I
I'll
thought
take
it was-
that.
like
Yeah.
no, like insufferable, but also lovable.
Okay. I mean, I'll take that, I guess. But
No, I will say, Dan, maybe the fact that I'm so enchanted by Rosemary says more about me than I'd like it to, because I was like, she's right. She's not a dusty rose. Like, what are we even doing here?
As
But
you
yeah,
watch
I
this on the
definitely-
sands of Belize,
yeah.
as the waves
Yeah,
come
that's
to
right.
you.
Oh, she is not a dusty rose. No.
Overall, a strong start to season 10. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Start, Jax, are you kidding me?
Don't you think that what we were watching before was trickier? Don't you think this is better than what we've been watching?
Well, I mean, I'll save it, but suffice it to say, God, no.
All right. Here's the thing. I appreciate the bold move that is starting the season by saying
Scrap it.
We're starting from scratch, and that's just kind of what we're gonna do. Because here's the thing. Tinker's gonna tink. even with his own tinks, he's tinking.
He's taking his own
He's
tinks.
taking his own tinks. He's saying, hey, you know some of that stuff we did last season? Scrap it. Yeah. We're going to start from scratch again.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
the definition of Tinker's gonna tink. I love that vibrato. I don't know.
No, not vibrato.
I love that bonanza.
No.
I love that I love that homonym.
Chutzpah.
I love that chutzpah.
After Bonanza, homonym, and vibrato, I figured I'd help you out.
I love that chutzpah. I like that a lot.
Moxie.
Oh, you know what I left out of the synopsis is the fact that Robert's not moving away. And I just remember that, and I'm sorry. I got too excited, then I forgot to correct myself. Robert's staying around, and I just, like, that was my, like, it's like, you're tinking, but, like, let's tink, keep tinking. Keep tinking.
Keep tinking.
This was, here's the thing. While I didn't enjoy it, at the same time, I do kind of agree with Jax.
Stop it.
Like, as far as setting up a season,
I watched this with you. I watched it with you, Brain.
No, was I miserable? Yes.
Okay,
But I
okay.
understand what she's saying. We at least have some places that we can go. We have done some stuff. We have a town that is in shambles. There are two guys that have hired the whole town. That's not sustainable. We've got hot springs. We've got a lot that we can do this season. We got Bill who could die. We've got Gowan who's looking freaking better than ever.
He's looking
Holy
better.
cow. That guy is so... He's the best looking guy on this show.
Best looking guy on When Calls the Heart. We said it. What do you want from us? We said it.
I am
Jack
a
Wagner.
Jack
I know.
Wagner stan, but aside from that, yes, I would agree.
Yeah, man.
Those two, they had a scene together where it was just two good looking older fellas just like...
Man.
locking eyes. It was mesmerizing. I didn't.
No, they were talking about. Sorry, Ted. He
I
heard
see.
good-looking
I
older
see.
fella, and he thought you were talking
Just
about
on the
him.
show, Ted. Just
Yeah,
off
Ted, don't
the.
worry.
Sorry.
Don't be threatened
Sorry
there,
about Jack
Ted.
Wagner.
He agrees though.
That's right.
I'll see you at the pool. Okay, sorry guys.
Okay.
Man,
Yeah.
Ted's hearing is great.
Really good.
Because you have earphones
hear him.
on.
Did he
Yeah.
peek? Did he peek in? What did he do?
Does he have his own headset that he's got there?
Yeah.
Okay.
He keeps tabs on me.
I like at 4 Winkles to Hearts, an okay start to the season.
You have lost your ever-loving mind.
You disagree.
You don't even believe it.
You
don't
disagree.
even believe it.
You disagree.
You disagree with yourself, Dan.
I don't disagree with myself. I said what I said.
That's one of the worst episodes of television I've ever seen.
Stop. That's hogwash. That's hogwash.
Bran.
It's because it's been months. It's hogwash, Dan.
Bran, there was enough time.
No.
There was enough time during this episode for all of evolution to take place and for a rock quarry to form with a hot spring in it. In this episode,
You believe in evolution?
We literally sat through epochs. We sat through millions of years of evolution so they could pop over to a new rock formation that existed. And you know what? I felt every single second of that epoch. Every one of them. It was so long. It is just scene after scene, just haymakers of just ambient and just slow motion molasses being poured out. It was awful. I don't know what, guys, season 10 of good TV shows is typically a bad season. If you make it to season 10 as a TV show, typically you're bad by that point.
But they don't have Tank.
They started with a bad TV show and now they're on season 10. Tink tanked a lot, but he tanked this one. It tunk.
That was good. That was good. I like that. That was really good. It's time for all the feels where we're talking about what gave us those feels. Jax.
Okay, so I genuinely got the feels at the end.
She has to
Super
say
nervous about it.
genuinely because she's like, no one's going to believe me. I know that I always find the positive, but I promise I'm being sincere. Go ahead.
Well, no, because actually, Dan, to your point, you're right. Because sometimes I feel myself getting the feels, and I'm like, "Are you really getting the feels?" And I'm like, "I am. What is wrong with me?" Like it's a whole inner debate. But I did. I got the feels when, Elizabeth says to Rosemary, like, "Of course I was going to ask you," and they had this really sweet moment. And I think also knowing that Pascal and Aaron are friends in real life, I thought it was very sweet. Also, when the baby kicked, I was in my feels when Rosemary's baby. That's going to be rough the rest of the season.
I've had enough of you. Get me out of here right now.
Only. And then, of course, I had some feels when I got to see my man, Jack Wagner. I was going to say disrobed to go in the hot spring, but he put on more
He
clothes
did.
to go in the hot spring. So that was something to see. But yeah, those were my feels for this episode.
I'm getting word that Tink is no longer involved in the show anymore. But he's still
It was a
tanking.
fun time, though.
He's still tanking.
He's taking
even
all over the place.
Wait, I thought that was part of the bit that you
I
knew
didn't know
that,
that.
and you
So
were.
The reason they scrapped it was they clearly they're like Tink is last time.
Guys, we can't keep doing this because Tink did the same thing when he came into the show.
He did.
It's you just said
It's
throw it
almost
all
like
out.
Nothing matters.
We can't just get new showrunners and just start from scratch every couple seasons.
Isn't it kind
It
of
is
funny?
kind of
Like in all genuineness, that's me. I'm so genuine. Like the fact that they do keep doing that and just kind of throwing it away, like it is a bit bonkers.
It is a bit
It is
bonkers.
a bit TW
It is-
bonkers.
It is a bit TW bonkers.
There's
That's
no way
exactly
around
right.
it.
So yeah, I got real pumped when Robert was going to leave.
Yeah.
I want on the record.
Get it outta here.
Robert
Kick
can kick
rocks.
rocks. I am sure that the young fella who plays Robert is an upstanding fellow. The character of Robert can kick all the rocks.
Yes.
And I thought he was going to kick them all the way to
Cape Fullerton.
Fullerton.
I mean, the new showrunner got in. It was like
It was-
Robert
yeah.
was like, this guy
That
can't
kick-
play 14
Kick
years old.
rocks.
He looks like the lead singer of Counting Crows. Like he can't, he can't possibly.
How old are these kids supposed to be?
Oh, I've got a whole thing
Okay,
there.
okay.
I think anywhere from 5 to 17.
13 to 27. And then they added one new little kid to throw you off the scent of it.
Yeah.
Like all of these.
Did you guys
Go
remember
ahead.
Robert's sister from before?
No.
I didn't.
No.
And
No,
she's
none of us
cute
did.
as all get
She is
out.
cute.
I was like, we got to stay because this little girl,
gotta
she's
stay.
a good little actor too with the tiny little things. That
Yeah,
gave her,
she did a
so.
great job. She was an excellent. Yeah, she
So
gave.
good.
So I guess if Robert has to stay, at least we get his sister out of the deal. I guess.
Yeah.
A new cute kid to say lines every once in a while. That's great. Dan.
This was miserable for 42 minutes. However, Elizabeth and Nathan get a scene together. And I'm not trying to be that guy, but I just feel like there was some chemistry there.
Can't even say what this.
What are you talking about?
I feel like they had something there, and I know.
Are you
I
doing
know,
a thing? You're doing
I'm
a
not
thing.
doing a thing. Listen, I felt like.
What do you mean?
I felt like.
Are you trying to say you think there's still a chance?
I felt like, look, no, because this show isn't that good. I felt like there was a spark. I felt like they had something that Elizabeth and Lucas, this episode, quite frankly, didn't have. And
Was it Kevin McGarry's biceps?
It could have been. It could have been the fact that his sleeves were rolled up to tank top. It could have been that. But I'm telling you, there was some. However, Panda does it. There was some there were some sparks there, and I feel like maybe a better show would reopen that up, make it a part of what we're looking forward to.
What you're doing
this
right now is
season.
mean. You're a mean man.
Team Nathan, everybody, stay with me.
You're a mean man. Also, I'm getting word that Robert had already graduated from school in season 9. Is that true? The character
Yeah.
of Robert graduated? He did
Because remember he was
graduate!
going to be a mount. He was going to be a Mountie.
He
He
did!
graduated.
Yeah,
he
he
wanted to
was
be. He went to
gonna be
Mountie
Mountie.
school. He went to Mountie school. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's he doing there?
Also, this is the first episode with the sister.
First episode with the sister.
They brought in the sister.
Let's take a break. Let's take a break. Let's take a break.
Stand by your hot take.
Yes, I stand by it. I see it. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about When Calls the Heart, Season 10, Episode 1. Your weekly dose of what's happening.
That's what When Calls the Heart stands for.
What could this
they?
What could this happen?
Why could this
Why
happen?
could this happen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get to the way what's. Jax, anything in this episode make you go what?
Yeah, a couple things. Dan alluded to it earlier, and I'm sure he'll get into it in his what is going on with this hot spring? I'll just leave it there so you can delve into it later. I think my biggest two. How is Lee gonna afford to pay all these men for not? Look, I grew up in a coal region town. I understand what
God,
it's
again
like
with the
to
coal
live in a
region.
place.
Unbelievable. It's just like all of her
I had to
cred,
remember-
all of Jacqueline Collier's cred. She grows up in one coal region, and next thing you know, it's like she's the voice of the working class. Like, God.
And she believes that people died in the coal mines.
Unbelievable.
Well, I have to, guys. I'm in Belize now. I have to remind
That's right.
people that
That's
I'm
right.
from humble beginnings.
Rust Belt.
It hasn't always been
And I-
beaches
That's right.
and daiquiris
That's
for
right.
me.
It hasn't always been older gentlemen flying me to foreign countries.
My parents are so proud.
Sorry for the bottom.
So I don't understand how he's supposed to. Yeah, he barely has enough money to keep this going. This is not. It's like a pyramid scheme. This is not going to. Not that Lee's running a pyramid scheme, but this is not sustainable. This is not going to work. Also, I don't know how you guys feel, and I'm very curious. I am not excited about what I think they're trying to set up between Faith and Nathan. I've never liked that as a pairing, and it's very clear that's where we're going. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah,
Why?
but is there not supposed to be a triangle with Faith and also the horse girl,
Masu? Oh, Mesu.
Did you say the
I love
horse
Mesu.
girl?
No.
Why would you call someone a horse
I
girl?
did not.
That's a weird thing to say.
She
Brand.
rode into
The horse
town on
girl?
a horse.
You can't know somebody's name. The horse.
I don't remember
girl.
her name.
You just watch
Mesu.
her.
She's a new Mesu. She's a newer character.
Watch your mouth. She's been around for a year. We did
Is
this
there
3
not?
months ago.
I'm done.
Mesu.
Is there not a
like
triangle?
she may sue you.
No, she may not. She rode into town on a horse. That's why she's the horse girl.
Once again, watch your mouth.
Okay. Was there not a triangle?
No, there's not, because at the end when all the girls are cheering, which I'm very in on that sleepover energy, when it's Fiona and Mesu and Faith, Mesu very clearly says, Nathan and I are just friends, which I don't even know how that happened. I don't remember them actually saying that. I feel, like you said, Tinker's going to tank even though he
I
tanked
liked
and isn't
Mesu
around
and
anymore.
him. That's
Yeah,
so I
that
think
was
that's
a fun
maybe why
character.
I was still
I
there.
didn't even catch on to the
I
Faith
did
Nathan
too.
thing because I think it was just the energy
Energy was
of
off.
Elizabeth Nathan. I think that energy
Stop.
was palpable.
All the girls in the bathroom talking.
Who they're going to take to the
Sadie
Sadie
Hawkins. My ears, they're burning.
Kept on walking.
Smile on my face and the
guitar
air
rocking.
guitar's rocking. Are you done with your wait what's?
I am. Another way what I have is for the podcast itself on how we haven't. So I said I am, but I lied. The fact that you guys haven't sang "Seize the Day" already
So I
is making
love
me
Newsies.
sad.
Dan's never seen Newsies.
Oh wait,
I
what?
know.
That is my wait. What? Dan, you haven't
I
seen
haven't
Newsies?
seen Newsies. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Seize the day, bro.
Yeah.
Watch a
I was a
movie.
little bit too old and not old enough to appreciate musicals. It was in that.
Ugh, that never stopped me.
That was a dark time for you.
was a dark
Okay.
time.
I'm sorry.
I love that she said, I am done.
I am
And
done.
another
I
wait
have
one.
one. So let's talk about Seize the Day. We have a lesson out on the field. white blackboard,
Yeah.
chalk, Carpe Diem.
Yeah.
She says, does anyone know what this word means? Blank faces, nothing.
This is so
And
great.
she says, I'll give you a hint. Diem means day. Carpe means seize. That's the whole
That's it.
thing, man.
That's it.
You
That's
describe
it.
that's not a hint.
No.
That's giving them the answers to the test. You can't say here's a hint and by the hint I mean the whole answer. Seize the day. That's it. That's not a hint. That's the definition. Why does Lee have 3 phones on his desk?
Maybe start cutting some costs there.
No one has he's hiring so many people. He's like, I need 3 phones to keep up. There's a conversation where all 3 phones are just lined up on his desk. Like he's, what? What's he doing? Why does he have so many phones? I got a kick out of Bill saying we should shut it down. And by it, I mean the hot springs. We should shut it down. It's a natural hot spring. You can't shut it down.
No, that's not how it works.
Let's shut it down. Let's shut the whole thing down. Listen, I'm always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And by that, here's what I mean.
Cut that right there. And you could just use that. Double deckers, you're listening right now. You just cut that and you use it for whatever you want to use it.
I've never been.
all you gotta do.
I've never been a bride, but I
You
do
have been
know.
the bridesmaid
but I
a
have been the
bunch.
bridesmaid. But I know one thing is for certain.
For sure.
You want to
regroup and go again?
You still ask. Will you be my maid of honor, my matron of honor? You still ask.
Yeah, you still ask.
You're wrong for that, Elizabeth. You're wrong for that. Last but not least, Bill is going to die one way or the other. One way is by coughing to death. The other way is by going backwards into a hot spring surrounded by boulders.
Yeah.
He almost hit his head and died right there. I was worried for him as somebody who doesn't want him to die at all. I was worried for him. That was a very tight circle. He was inches away from death. Inches away.
Yeah, and it's shallow.
And it's shallow.
It's so shallow.
He didn't have to do. Seize the day doesn't mean be dumb. Dan?
I love that Elizabeth's students are the same students basically from the beginning, and now they're way too old to be in school in the 19 teens. Like exceeding, guys, in the 19 teens, like school was like a luxury in like big cities for teenagers. Like you were working somewhere, and these are the same students from 10 years ago. Like Opal, dear Lord, she drove a Mustang to class. Like, what in the world is happening? And why do these teenagers who are destined to be a Mountie or a minor need to know 2 words in Latin? Like, why is that a day's lecture? Why?
I didn't know you hated education so much.
What they're doing is not education. And they added one small person, like just a tiny kid, like who
A child.
Yeah.
We call that a child.
Yeah, a tiny kid to make it seem like the people in her class were like young, and they're not. They're all too old to be there. Rupert especially. Apparently Hallmark calls Robert Rupert.
Yeah, that's something I found out looking on the Hallmark's website for information about this episode. Is they called Robert Rupert. Even they want him to kick rocks. They're like, let's reinvent this guy.
Yeah.
Let's call him Rupert.
They also have the audacity to just sprinkle some ice cubes into their glasses. Guys, I know it's season 10. You hadn't tried in years. Like freezers with ice cubes. Like in the 19 teens, what in the world? Was Lucas heating up food in the microwave too? Like as the world's at war. I've said it once already. Like you don't have perfectly formed ice cubes in your glasses just for an afternoon tea with rosemary on the deck. Guys,
That was with Bill.
act like you're living like a little rough, just a little bit, like once in your godforsaken life. But lastly, and I don't know how much time I have, but the world's at war. I don't know how much time I have, but I've prepared 45 minutes on this swimming hole. Allie says that they've been going to a swimming hole that never used to be there.
I love that.
And then we
That's my
see
dream.
that it is like rocks, like not man-made. Like these are boulders that have been in the ground forever. And all of a sudden it just appeared out of nowhere. This is easily like them striking oil at Hope Valley seems downright normal compared to this rock formation with a hot springs appearing overnight. I was completely that this is the new plot line that's clearly going to take up a lot of the room of this like season is we have a hot springs now out of nowhere, full rock formation and everything. Oh my goodness. It was tough out there. I'm good. We can move on.
Well, let's get to hopes and valleys. It's where we talk about what we're looking forward to, giving us hope for the future and or bumming us out. Valley. We all remember the rules. Jax, hopes or valleys?
You know, I think hope for the future is getting to see Rosemary and Lee as parents. Lee. I'm excited to see that play out. You know, when she says that we're on a great adventure, I think it will be a really great adventure to see them as parents. I think the valleys, there are some valleys. I feel as though we're not going to be getting the Nathan content that Team Nathan wants or that they
not what
deserve.
Dan's saying.
And I have a feeling I'm nervous about
That's not what
that.
Dan's saying.
Look,
Dan.
I'm not here to stir the pot. I'm not here to ruffle feathers. I'm just here to report back what I saw.
That's not what you're here for.
I'm just here to report what I saw. Right. And what I saw was electric. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, like I'm not 100% sure if you're kidding or not, but on that point, Dan, you're not wrong. Like, you know, you're not wrong. Like when she's talking about the dog and she's flirting with him and she's like, what are you drawing? And then it's like, adopt me. And she's like, oh, how dare you? And it's like that, will they, won't they? They won't, but like they should. Oh God, see, this is why I get it, Team Nathan. You converted me, and now we're left with this.
The show will be the best show ever if she ends up with Nathan.
Oh my goodness.
At the end of this season, if something happens and they do a switch them up, listen, you've already pissed off half of your viewing population.
Population.
Piss them all off.
Whoops.
Do a whole thingamablob. Let's do this. Because listen, I agree with what you're saying. It is hot and heavy, but I can't let myself go there. It's never gonna happen. We're done with that.
That's
We've
not
moved
fair.
on.
Right, we can't.
Bring back
I gotta
the
protect
triangle.
my heart.
Bring back the love triangle. Bring it back.
I got a PMH.
What?
Protect my heart.
Okay.
That's something I came up with.
It's good.
PMH.
PMH.
Brand, I like that.
Thanks.
Yeah, do you know there are these sidewalk art on New York City, all over New York City, that says "Protect Your Heart"?
I like that.
Oh, there you have it.
Beautiful, brand. Yeah, thank you.
Thank
for
you.
that.
You're welcome. So, can I tell you what's something I got going on in my mind right now?
Please do.
There
Please
is a little sprinkle, a little sprinkle dust of just a line where she's talking about her bridesmaids and whatnot. And she's
Oh,
like, I
yeah.
thought it was obvious that it was going to be you. I've already told my sisters and Abigail.
Dude,
Is Abigail coming back?
Abigail.
Because I
coming
gotta be
back.
honest. I was watching this episode and I was going through the IMDb, looking at different characters. I was like, I miss Abigail.
It's gotten so bad without.
I miss Abigail.
I would pay $300,000 for her to show back up.
Maybe we can just Photoshop her in, like behind something in a boat, something like that. Maybe like
Are they gonna do like an end just like that sort of thing, like they did with Kim Cattrall, like just a phone
Well, then
call?
what's great too is now we have the hot springs for the rowing,
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
so it's like all good.
Right.
It's like you can kind of do that. I'm here for it. I would love. Let's go. Why the heck not? Why the heck not?
So that's your piece.
That's my hope.
Yeah.
That's your hope.
My
Your
valley is Robert's not moving away.
Yeah.
And it was rude of them to give me that hope. That was very rude. It was not kind to. I'm blaming Tink.
Yeah.
I know he's not involved in the
He's
show
not
anymore.
involved.
I blame Tink.
But
Dan?
that's my hope and valley. My hope was Robert leaving. My valley was he didn't. And like to dangle that carrot in front of us, I think was mean spirited. Because that guy can kick it right up the road. And I mean, Robert, the actor, fantastic. Great. Salt of the earth. The character can kick it up the road. That's all I got.
We did, everybody. Another episode of.
You forgot the most important section.
What's Called My Heart
What's
is
Called
back.
My Heart is back.
Whoa.
And believe it or not, this is weird, Bran. I got email, What's Calling My Heart. You can tell us what's calling your heart. Email us hello@deckthehallmark.com. This is from August 29th of last year.
Did it fall through the cracks?
Which is weird that came in when it did, and
That's
we just
interesting.
now are getting
Here's the
to
thing
it.
I wonder is if we're going to get a lot of them.
That's crazy. I feel like
Are
we
there-
may get a lot from 2022, which would be weird.
That'd be super weird.
Here we go. This
Super
is from
weird.
Trish. Patricia Madonna is her name. She goes by Trish. I know that because that's how she signed the email.
All right, weirdo. We weren't
hi-
questioning you.
I know that because that's how she signed the email.
No other information.
Hi, boys. What's calling my heart is you and all your podcasts. My mom died recently, and the rest of the podcast I listened to outside of yours all just irritated me in the days following. But listening to you all lifted my spirits. I listened to something most of the day, so I just went back into the archives to keep me distracted. Deck the Lifetime Uncorked again? Yeah. Yes. Several 3+ hour best of episodes. Yeah. Bring it on. Your podcast in any form brought and continues to bring me joy and comfort. I am so grateful for you all. I've listened to Panda from the start, and now I'm enjoying Brian's contribution. I think that last word. FYI, I'm one of those who wouldn't dream of watching Wind Calls the Heart, but enjoys hearing the discomfort it brings you. It would make me happy to hear Bran tell me to kick rocks and have Rippy ask me to float him a nap. Please keep doing what you're doing. We all love you during great times and bad. Love y'all, Trish.
Hey, Trish, I got something to tell you.
Now, remember, her mom did pass away.
I know,
so-
but she asked me to do this. Go to this, Cam. Go hard. Go big and go hard. Go big and go hard. Trish,
Okay.
kick rocks.
You know what else, Trish? Since you're at it, could you float me a nap? Brian's the worst, telling you to kick rocks.
You know what's so fun about this is it
We haven't
being
heard from
That's
Rippy
good.
in forever.
forever. I actually,
Except this week. Wait
Yes.
for it.
Yes. Yeah. It happened yesterday.
It happened yesterday.
You know
That's
what's interesting
unbelievable.
about this, and what's going to be maybe potentially fun about finding this trove of emails from 2022 is that some of these people could not be listening anymore.
That's
It's
true.
been so long.
Yeah,
They could have been
it
like, you
has.
know what? I'm done
Yeah.
with this.
Yeah,
This is too much. Rippy's not for me. I don't know who that person would be. Rippy.
No, no. I know it would be you. You don't have any use for me. No how.
Slow that sentence down for me.
Yeah, you just called somebody horse girl earlier.
I did not.
And I'm not having it.
We'll be back
Put
next.
some respect on horse girl's name,
What's her name?
May Lee.
May Sue.
May Lee and May Sue are both important.
We'll be back next time with another one. I told him with first to wish you a
Merry Christmas!
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.